Hello everyone, once again welcome back to our official YouTube channel Path Ultima. Today the channel just going to talk about the topic about the recently trending the topic around the globe, that the 5 most millionaire person who just visit the remaining parts of the historical broken Titanic. So before I just going to describe all the things, let's know about the Titanic. There is no need more explanation or description about the Titanic. Most of we know. But just to know, the Titanic is made by the Manchester company from England. They just be started their first journey and before 111 years ago from 1910 from April 10th. They're just starting their journey just to have passenger more than 2,441 to travel to one of the popular city in United States of America, New York City. So before that, there is no luxurious or no well protected ship around the globe. So the authority and the persons who made in this ship, they just well confident. They say that in public way, they just say even the god could not be destroy the Titanic. That kind of a system we made for this one. So they have plenty of confidence about this one. You know what happened for them? So when the Titanic, the ship just passing on the Atlantic, suddenly they just hit at the ice bank. The it at the height span after and it's broken into separated parts and taking 1 hour and 30 minutes should be falling in under the mysterious ocean. Right now, when you just look at the more than 111 years just be passed in the that's Titanic. And speaking about 1997, the James Cameron who just be directed film Titanic. So after that, the people just too curious and know about more about the Titan because the film was so successful. That was a decade blockbuster of the all in film industry. It should be added by all kind of elements were required for the films added by it. So we really the James Cameron when he just released the Titanic, the people just more familiar to want to know about more Titanic. They just want to the rest of the people who are around the globe. They just be curiosity about why happen this kind of things. Just very come to very close about. So that's we have to really appreciate about the James Cameron who has been dedication and effort he be take it. Now the Titanic, it's a remaining parts, the broken remaining parts. It's located in Atlantic Ocean. Atlantic Ocean that's more than 12,500 at lower from the ocean. It means that you have to travel more 4 kilometers away from the duration place. So until now, the records say, the past records say that there is very plenty of people who wanted to be saw the remaining parts of the Great Titanic. But even there is every infrastructure they have, but only there is less than 300 people who just be only visited that remaining parts of Titanic. Visited means for their study purpose, for the research purpose. They just want to know what which is going to happen the remaining parts of Titanic and therefore publishness everything. It's neither the wide open entry or it's not a very easy thing. It's not a very hard thing just to have to visit it. It means that more than 111 years still only there's less than 300 people who just be visited that because of the water pressure and the mysterious things behind for under the sea. Right. So and why the people and the great people just saying about why the people who just would getting have no patience for wait just watching the Titanic because as per studies say that the Titanic parts is more than 200 years still. So it's getting very old in years. What the historic, the historical journey of state about even 2015 when the remaining few pieces of Titanic should be completely disappear. It means that there's some kind of germs that who eaten the germs who just eaten by the steel parts of the great ship the Titanic that just be already getting very 90-60% of already died by eaten. The remaining parts we will all just complete only 252. That just we are now standing 223. It's only few more years we just complete it disappear. So the people that wanted to be explorer and an adventure guy, they just be a good traveler. They just want to be visit as soon as possible because they love to travel and they just love to see the historical monuments around the globe, and it's like a very important things if you have travel with this kind of that you can explore other peoples around the globe, right? But I want to say that even the great persons who just be that if you want to be just be visited that you can be allowed, but there is no nothing getting you as a free as a traveler you getting the enjoyment or pleasure or everything, but from you travel to this kind of things it's not you getting any benefits. So the people who millionaire, the people who most popular, they just visit at this one. So speaking about the reason, there is one company doing pretty well about to take it the people that when that some some possible company who has made a research study and research about this one. So they already be have very successful. So 2021, 2022, they just be make a successful this study. And before they just be starting this company, they just making more than 50 plus tribes, and they just taking the travel more than 6 and 7 places and everywhere. So the million person, you know how much they have to spend to visit that it's calculated to $2. It's compared for Indian money 2 crore rupee for one person, right? 2 plus dollar required. And you know what infrastructure for inside when you look at that some possible that machine, what are the it's not a travel machine, it's not a under ship, it's just kind of a submarine in somewhere in the sub part of submersible. So what are the infrastructure? Only 5% have can sit. The capacity of sitting should be have only 5%. There is one small toilet available, and even person who want to be drink or eat something, they can all together they're just sitting on the wall. And if you just when you just reach the more than 4 kilometer, what was your actual location want to see the remaining parts of the historical Titanic, there is only the right side there is a small hole from the window, small hole from that you can just watch, because it's not like it's separated 4 holes or 5 holes each person have to, so that each hole there is one hole, from that hole due to some kind of lighting you can just be watch that under part of and the remaining parts of Titanic, right? It's not like that. And I'm just naming out the person who this time 2023 who just be traveling that place. It's one person from the Pakistan is a very millionaire and its son, and one of the CEO of this company who's be traveling with, and another person from the British and the man from the French who is be controlling using the joystick. And especially I mentioned this name on because this no be not a vehicle who to try, it's only just be controlling by something like a joystick. So he is the one who just be handling that vehicle, that's a submersible vehicle. So really from he was a former pilot from French edition and everywhere. So what are the things we have to say that what are the security purpose and purpose for this one? The one of the CEO of this company, he said that before, if you want to see more secure, if you want to see the more protection, then better you have to sit the inside of your room and just have to sleep. It's not very safety. You are just trying to own the car or vehicle. You are sitting inside the car and drive on outside. It's not easy that using the motorcycle you just travel on the street area. It's if the person who just want a complete secure and like that, you'd be better you have to sit there. That's stated by none other the one of the CEO of this company. And when he just before the 2020 2021 they just before starting their test drive and they just long journey, one of the employee from who just made this submersible machine to have, he just make an unofficial announcement about the security system. And what the company does, they immediately they just make a terminated that employee from the guy. So what he said that until this in the world doesn't know about, because that he just make a public thing that's he will put in and disqualified and put it into the jail. So no one know what we say about that one. Even they just be settled out. And when you're starting the journey before, how they just care the main submarine, they just be caring to you at the top of the ship. So when they just you need your actual location, they just be really the main ship just be released then, and the submersible just go into the down area. So when they just be reach each 50 minutes there is a communications required from the person who's sitting from the municipal and the ship on the front, because they just one need each 50 minutes, they just do not need to broke out their just communication related, because that even that should be not a longer just a only voice or some text kind of message. So it means that they are still there. So because if you just hidden somewhere all thing, the communication skill, because the technical wise they just want to be that they still be there. So that my each mail time they just be make a contact for them, right? And why also that's a pressure, because the team authorities say that 96 hours still you will say that you can still available the pressure and oxygen, even you just below 96, it means more than 4 days almost 96 days you should be available the oxygen there. So and Rachel, let me tell you the remaining hours, one thing, that's how many days you required to travel. It's getting 8 days. So you have to spend more than $2 and US dollar, and just only just watch be you have to sit in the lower place. Only the thing was is just only saw that Titanics. So the people might be very conscious about that one. So finally, this 2000, the recent time they just I already mentioned the person who traveling after a few days, their miscommunication will be blocked. See, there is no miscommunication, just bad communication was not happening between them and them. The rescue team starting to journey, because the news was explored all over the world. So the rescue team starting their journey, because now each day from outside point of view, the people who just have anxious, they just be worried about what going to happen for them, because it's only 96 hours we have the oxygen. If there's oxygen, that's the delivery could not be breathed. So each day that's people and all the media from around the globe, they just be starting to count down that one. We are getting close to 424, we are getting close to 423. Each day they just be pointing. The rescue team from the US, they are pretty sensible, very hardworking, they are experienced, they just to try their best to find out. And finally, it's just almost the near 100 feet rear the remaining parts of that title, and they just found it. When they just found, they saw that that's a thing who just hit it, some parts of hitting the there and the misconnection. So what way they find out what the events are, they just be all at good, and 5 of them just be passed away from the earth. We are very sorry to be said that from that they just be passed away from that. It's a very tough call, and before they just be starting their travel, there should be a one contract for them they have to sign, each of them, and that contract it's specified that's more than 3 or 4 times about the death. So you have to sign the contract, you to completely read the top to bottom everything by carefully. It's about the risk and what are the risk behind, if who take the responsibility, what is going to even you be dead, more than 3 times mentioned. So they contract signing, they just paid everything, they just accepted all the things, then they travel. So it means that suppose they just be passed away from that, their families or any other management or a law not do anything about, because they take the risk and they contract inside. But there is a miss, just one rumors that's contrary still they know about that. The rescue team they just be already know about this one, about the issue that was been lost, they will be found. But for the smooth running for the company, they just keep quiet and finally they just found. It means if they just found earlier time, even they just don't losing that's the point. That's the main we could not say anything about, because that's depends on the rescue team how they just be. They maybe they just find out. We could not just only be rumors. That just only a rumors about that one. Even they just be not found their bodies or anywhere anything. But finally, it's mean that the 5% of the million who passed away. So we hardly installation for their lives for that channel. So I hope you just listen my words about the short about in another the person who the millionaire who visit in the remaining parts of the great Titanic using the machine of none other than a submersible. So next time we are just going to find out another topic. So keep support for us and be safe and be smart. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.